Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Side Quest. Do you want to go around the table and do a little introduction about your character, and yeah, just talk about your character. For me, I'm Noah. I'm the DM of this quaint little town. I make the mysteries and the stories, and I try to traumatize these people as often as I can.
He's very
Let's
good at it.
He's very good at
let's
it.
move over to Alyssa.
Hi, hello. I am Melissa. I play a character named Lauren Brown in Holmes End. She is a college student. Um, she came to Holmes End to do a extra credit assignment, and yeah, now she's
Yeah,
here
boom.
trying to get that schooling shit under wraps. It's what could possibly
Yeah,
go wrong.
Let's pass it over to Evan.
Hi, I'm Evan. I play Vincent Barnaby, a 30-year-old archaeologist from the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. Uh, he
Fancy
originally came.
schmancy.
He originally came to Home's End in search for answers for donated statue, seeing as he couldn't find anything in regular history books. Uh, there was an article that he had found along with the statue, uh, pointing him towards Home's End, and that's how he ended up there. And then
Strange.
we've also got Imogen BL Horrors.
Mhm.
He is our stress frog for this because he brings all the scary times, but also the calming times.
Also got
And
like
there
five
are a lot of
horns.
scary times.
There are so
Yep,
many.
he's got a heart from each one of us. He is an eldritch horror himself.
He does. Or they do.
And
Now
let's
I
talk about
heal.
your character, Halia.
Me? Oh
That's
my.
you.
That's so true. I'm Halia, and I play Crystal Reeves.
Yo, let's
She's a librarian.
Let's go,
She came to Home's
librarian.
End. Yeah. She came to Home's End in search for something that she had a little dream about, and she came upon a little note and a map to Home's End. So she figured those were linked. I wanted to find out more.
Where did this strange thing come from? Who knows? Talk about your character, Ryan.
I'm Ryan. I love ruining mysteries, and I love touching things, and I play Briar Weathers, who's a private eye who managed to stumble across Holmes End. Or if we go back in my notes, I actually found an image online that said, come to Holmes End, and we forgot about it. You know me. I love investigating, and I also love derailing every investigation I'm a part of.
Very fun.
Yippee!
And let's get into this. Let's get right into this. In the previous chapter of The Descent into Holmes End, we went over each investigator as they talked amongst themselves about who they were and how they were brought into the strange town. They found they all had something in common. Someone had given each of them clues into the mysteries surrounding their lives. Attached to these clues were a reference to an old bar in the town, the Sly and Slender. At the bar, when the place was closed for the night, they met a strange figure in a business suit and gas mask holding a ringing phone. The person on the phone offered the group answers they were seeking, as well as $10,000 in cash and a strange book. In exchange, they were to go and investigate the strange rumors circulating the Holmes End graveyard. People were seen entering and exiting the mausoleum in the dead of night. It's here, in a dark and claustrophobic catacomb, with footsteps echoing off the steps, slowly getting closer, that we left off. Chapter 2: The Emmerits and the Lake. So, Session 2.
Oh Oh yeah.
It started off with Briar, Vincent, and this new comrade Walter, as they each tried to hide amidst the graves of the small mausoleum. The figure that was approaching previously made their way to the base of the stairs. They heard a faint woman's voice calling out, letting them know that she saw somebody. Hearing this, the group hesitantly came out of their hiding spot. In front of them was an old woman with a scrunched face and tight pulled back black and gray hair. She was covered in dirt, wearing a black dress with broad shoulders. She introduced herself as Old Grunny, or at least that's what everybody called her. She was a strange individual who tended after the graveyard for the Emmerit family, the folks who actually owned the graveyard, their manse sitting just beside it. She seemed lost and had this strange air about her, almost as if she knew something the party didn't. What was Briar and Vincent's first reaction to this strange figure, especially in the setting that they are in?
You know I love my old Grunny. You know I love old Grunny. I was relieved.
Yeah.
I was relieved that it was old Grunny and not like a big muscly man. Like, I'm going to break your fingers. You know, it's just an old lady. Like, I know
Is
you're
that
not
your
here.
first thought of a person in a cult? It's a big muscly man.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
He
I was
loves
just like,
his big,
hey,
muscly men.
Hey, I was worried. I was worried that I
He
was
does
gonna
love
get my
his
fingers
muscle
broken.
mommies.
I was gonna get my fingers broken, but it was just an old lady going, "I know you're down here. I saw you," and I was very happy that it was just an old woman.
Yeah, it was
Old
just
lady.
an old woman.
Surely.
Yeah, just an old woman.
Surely.
Vincent was scared shitless.
Makes sense.
Cause
Rightfully so.
he literally just broke into a place. He's never done that before.
Well,
You're on
technically,
you're on that rebellious phase.
the lock for the mausoleum was already broken when you guys got there.
It's still
First
technically
time.
it's his
It's
first
still
time
technically
committing a
breaking and
crime
entering.
because
It's
trespassing.
But yeah, it's whatever, dude. It's just a little mausoleum action.
And I'd say he was more on edge because of what he saw before going into the mausoleum, and so having a random figure come say that she knows we're there was like,
Oh,
I was just so happy it wasn't some fucking dude with like a Tommy gun. It's
what
just-
were you all expecting?
Tommy's got a gun.
Like Ryan said, he was expecting a big muscly man.
I was
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting some creepier person, honestly, like someone who seems like they. It's hard to explain. You know how in the Nightmare on Elm Street, like at the end of the movie, everything's like happy-go-lucky and it's like too
Yeah,
off-putting.
too-
That's what I'm picturing. It's like someone who's just
Yeah.
too happy to be there and feels like it's just very unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was picturing.
Instead, it's just a dirty old woman.
Well, she did have this strange way of speaking that I'm not sure anybody picked up on.
Yeah.
She was just like, "Oh, okay, it's an old caretaker, where it's not anything we have to worry about."
I was like, you know what? I love old Grunny. I love me some old Grunny.
So
Yeah?
Wilbur, how
You're just
about
down bad for old
how about the two ladies? You know, your characters didn't meet, but you certainly met her out a game.
She's a G.
Real.
Honestly, she's a G. She could do nothing wrong.
I believe this is the only time you've met her so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was a long ass fucking time
It
ago.
was.
So memories are kind of.
Was what,
But
like 21 sessions
24,
ago?
24 sessions ago.
Yeah,
uh,
25 now.
25 now. Jesus Christ.
Long time ago.
But
What
yeah,
the
I
fuck?
I remember when they like first went, I was expecting something like big and scary to happen, but no, it was just grandma.
Yep.
There's
So it's
Granny.
like,
Well,
There's-
especially
there's-
after what we
there's a
saw
little grunny.
beforehand as well. Like
yeah.
because I believe it was after Briar had pointed out that giant figure, like
Oh, yeah.
the mural of the figure standing above him.
Yep.
Huh?
Maybe you each begun to hear it. Do right in front of the camera for those who couldn't see. Dude's getting into it.
For our listeners on Spotify.
Yeah, what did you expect, Talia?
I don't remember what I expected at first, but I loved her because she was just old woman walking around a graveyard with a lantern. And I was like, I want to be her. So
That's going to be you
that's
when you reach that age.
that is me currently.
Goals in life.
If you see someone in your graveyard, it's probably me.
God
Come say
damn.
hi. Come say
You
hi.
if you see her in a graveyard at her
You gotta
old age,
fast pass
no,
to
I'm
all the
dead.
fucking spots every night.
Know that
I'm
Ryan
old
was
grunny.
killed.
I was dead.
I'm
Holy
I'm
Mysterious
Naggy.
circumstances.
That we don't know about.
But yeah, she was she is a strange individual. She regards the graveyard as her home, and she almost speaks in riddles in a sense, where sometimes the things that she's saying you can't really understand her. It's like she's talking to somebody else. Quite strange. But
Me as fuck.
with old Grunny, who had found the party, they were now asked to leave, and in doing so, but before leaving, Briar managed to stash his pen camera in the mausoleum. Arriving back at the hotel, exhausted from the day, the group rested. The next day, they reconvened, and Vincent and Briar explained what had happened to the rest of the group. And wanting to know more about the Emmerits and the graveyard surrounding, they went to the library, a great-looking building with a large stone staircase leading towards carved wooden doors. The walls are made of a finely carved stone with multiple statues depicting figures from Holmes End history. One of them fairly recognizable. Inside is a wide library with desks and bookshelves lining the walls. A staircase and elevator leads up to the second story. And the second story is essentially just a balcony that spans the room with some desks and additional shelves. While there, the party learned many things. Vincent, who was interested in the strange stone figure that was given to him by this mysterious benefactor, found a record from the 1950s about a cave beneath Holmes End. It's called Cave Widemouth, and it led to a large underground cavern filled with strange hovels and statues with 3 holes. What did Vincent think of this?
It's closer to an answer for him as to where the statue came from, as it also intrigued or it piqued his curiosity as to seeing where and how it came to form such a shape, and what significance does it have in history.
Exactly, yeah. You didn't find much
No.
about these strange cobbled together statues of white stone. But there appear to be more in Holmes End, in this strange cave.
Although I do believe I did figure out that it had something to do with the tribe that was living inside of the cave, because it was in that book that was recommended to me from previous session from talking to someone at the Sly and Slender.
Yeah, I remember Vincent talked to somebody in a bar. It was another caver
Yeah,
who
and
might have
Caver.
recommended the book. What did you have in your notes
so
about this this book that you found?
So, I was originally told to look for a man named Bill, strong type.
I believe that was in the Sly and Slender.
Yeah. From there, I believe he gave me some information because I have written here that the statue I have, stone comes from a certain place from 200 years ago. I'm trying to figure out what else.
Is your writing bad?
Yeah, I'm really bad at note taking too.
Yeah, same. Sometimes I'll look over at my DM notes and it'll be just like a name and like circled. And I'm like, who's this guy? How did this get there?
Who was Steve
this?
Spielberg?
This.
Yeah, well, there would be like a combination of numbers or like a random phrase, and I'll be like, why did I write this?
Huh?
Right. So
Yeah.
while we were at the library, the book that I had found, I was supposed to return it in 1 week. Never did.
Oops.
Written by a man by the name of Jamie Height. It talked about the entrances, about Cave Widemouth itself. There are depictions of the statues that I have, but not the same, but similar in make.
Mm-hmm.
And it's located around the forest, around the lake itself, as well as there were some drawings in it, and it referred to a man by the name of Bill Stewart, who had gone in, ended up, apparently went missing, but then emerged and told his story.
Mm-hmm. I believe that was on a paper that you had got before you entered the town.
Yeah, but this goes more into
Yeah, where it
his
is and
story.
what exact cave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vincent learned a bit more about the strange figure he was given, but nothing on the braille at the back yet. Further on, the library being a vast host of information and knowledge, there was another book that the group read about people with strange abilities. One of these was a supposed pyromancer in Kraken Asylum. I believe it was a grainy photo. If you see a bunch of orderlies grabbing this burnt, this figure who was burnt on his face, like half his face was scarred, and it seemed like he was casting some sort of flame. And what did the group think of this? I can't remember who found the book. I think it was Crystal.
Yeah, I remember reading that. Halio was like, "Oh fuck." Crystal was like, "Oh fuck. It's real?" Oh
my
yeah,
goodness.
let's go, baby. She was hype. She was like, "It's real?"
She was the hype man.
Ooh, yeah. She was.
And
Oh,
this also was the first mention of the Kraken Asylum.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Crystal is
Anybody-
a weird
anybody?
egg, definitely. After Crystal is a weird egg. I'll tell you that much.
Speak about your own like little things going on there, buddy. She's great. So
She just has her own beliefs.
Anybody else have any
great.
thoughts about this strange pyromancer?
I don't think Briar ever heard about it, so I don't think
Yeah.
I think you did.
No, I don't think
Maybe.
anyone told me.
It was just a little fact that you read.
Oh, you know what? I might have just told Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And even if he did
I
hear
think-
about it, he'd be like, "That's a hoax."
I think Lauren was with it with Crystal.
She might have, and you might have told her that, and she'll be like, "Okay, cool story."
Yeah.
Cool story.
It
We'll
was
tell it
almost
again.
it almost seemed fake, you know,
Yeah, that's
like easily
If she
doctored,
did-
especially nowadays.
That's
yeah.
true.
If it was told to her, again, I don't really remember, but yeah, she's like, oh, okay, cool story.
Yeah, just a
Did you
strange
find that
little
in the
tidbit.
Did,
story,
did
bro.
the librarian put this in the wrong place? Because this is fiction.
This was like an old document, though.
No, I think it was in a book about people with strange and mysterious powers.
Was it a book? I remember it being
Yeah.
a document because we asked.
It wasn't a document, no.
Are you sure?
There'll be no documents of the Kraken Asylum out anywhere in the library.
Huh.
But yeah, just a little tidbit,
Records, huh?
a little fun story about the Kraken Asylum. And they went on, and they learned a bit more about the history of Holmes End. Specifically, there was an event where Holmes End was previously known as Hometown, and there was an event where Hometown received the name of Holmes End, where in the early 1800s, in the early 1800s, colonialists found a strange set of land that held dark and weird creatures. Most wanted to leave and forage elsewhere, but a man by the name of Holmes Montgomery decided against all wits to settle down. 4 years later, Holmes Montgomery perished in a battle against strange underground natives with skin of rock. However, thanks to his tenacity and sacrifice, Holmes End stayed standing, and the rock folk were driven back underground. What are y'all thinking about this?
What the fuck?
A strange story.
Yeah.
Why didn't we look into that?
I remember Briar thinking, whatever. It's 200 years ago, whatever.
When did Briar turn
Yeah,
into a
history.
cowboy?
Yeah, that's how we say it. Forgotten man. No, he doesn't sound like that. No, he's just like, it's 200 years ago. About whatever. Got more important things to research here now, right? Like,
The way that Vincent was thinking about it in the moment was, this is definitely a stepping stone as to where I need to go, but seeing as there are more pressing matters very close to us right now, probably safe to just leave it on the back burner for a bit.
Mm-hmm. That happens a lot with things in Holmes End, where you guys will be investigating one mystery and something from another comes up, and you're like, oh, I don't know which one I should be dealing with right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure on us, that's for
That's
sure.
a big priority.
Yeah.
definitely thought like, oh, this can wait. If it's been 200 years, what's another week?
Exactly.
But obviously the week has spiraled.
It's just a strange story, you know. Another one that almost seems fake, like rock folk.
Yeah.
That's something you guys
Actually-
ever thought about?
That actually reminds me, I believe it's in Peru. People I don't know, I forget. Let me fact check myself before I continue saying.
You looking up the answers?
Googling your answers.
Why are you
gosh.
Googling your answers? Come on.
You guys don't worry about me.
Gosh.
Give me time to worship my boy.
I'm thinking of somewhere else. I heard a story where people used to cover themselves with like mud, like dried mud, and that was kind of like their
Sunscreen?
yeah, and that's where I was kind of like, oh, rock skin like natives, I guess. Sunscreen. I don't think it was Peru. It might be somewhere else in South America.
Did you guys
don't quite
believe the
remember.
story?
Yeah.
I mean,
Kind of.
obviously
100%.
Crystal probably would, yeah.
Like-
Obviously, Crystal did.
There's truth to it, definitely, but it was more like a, it's the fucking 1800s. They just be making whatever the fuck up. Like, sure, yeah, definitely not disbelief that these colonialists came in and tried to, kick a bunch of natives out of their home, but, like, come on, rock-skinned people, like, actually skin made of rocks, I doubt it. So it was,
Yeah.
I bet it was kind of like more like it's just a tall tale that they were like, oh, let's make our victory sound way cooler, like, that kind of thing.
Vincent
Yeah.
was like, it does seem just like some interesting folklore, but with his expertise being in archaeology and stuff, folklore does tend to have some weight to it, especially when dating back so far. So there might have been some truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know
Another-
if Crystal.
Nope, go on.
Continue.
I don't actually remember if Crystal. She knew that.
Yeah, everybody was at the library kind of researching their own things. There was
Wow.
one, you were all mostly going for the Emmerits. But while there, you were just like, let's search for some more things, see what we can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another puzzle piece in the vast puzzle that is Holmes End. When finally, the group found the records of the Emmerit family. The Emmerits had once owned a plantation, but when that was abolished in 1865, the place was refurbished into a graveyard. As they explored further, the group found that the wives in each generation of the Emmerich family would either disappear or die in mysterious circumstances. The oldest female was named Kathy Emmerit, went missing just 2 months ago. As the mystery of the Emmerits and the graveyard slowly reveals itself, what were you guys thinking at the time?
This town
That's
really
kinda
hates
funny.
women.
Yeah, kind of.
Hell yeah, being out here with the sexist commentary. Let's go.
We're here.
I
Slay
did
Queen.
not think that. I just thought that was really funny.
Briar definitely was like, oh, like they're probably doing some fucked up shit, like, you know, they're either just murdering their wives or like there's some weird like I need to sacrifice my wife or else the voices will get to me kind of thing. But
Some
Briar was
weird
definitely
cult behavior.
yeah, exactly. Briar was definitely like, oh, like this guy just has his wife locked up in his basement. Maybe there's still time, or she's dead, and I need to like crack this case and bring him into the police. But definitely just something mundane, quote unquote mundane. Like they're just fucking murdering their wives. Like there's nothing, not like aliens are abducting them. Just simple as.
What did
Yeah,
you all go on?
Sorry. Definitely that it was like all or most of the women and wives. That's not a quidinky dink. That's
A pattern
that's
began to
intentional.
emerge.
Yeah, so I don't think Lauren had like very crazy thoughts other than something's going on in that household.
Mm-hmm.
That this is a pattern, but she didn't really have anything
Yeah.
further than that.
Didn't really have
That's
the
weird.
knowledge of what
Let's
we know
continue.
now. Yeah.
So true.
Pretty much.
Do you guys have any of your notes on you? I'd be interested to see how you guys took these notes and what you wrote down for the Emmerich case.
I
Well,
had notes. They're in a notebook somewhere because it's all packed away. Most of my shit.
I have some
But
notes.
when I
there.
find it,
Yeah. Maybe the editor has already put in? Maybe the editor has already put some notes up. But
Maybe.
I think it's interesting to see how you guys keep notes and see what sort of leaps of logic you guys were making towards the case.
I
have some
definitely was not
notes
making any
that-
logic leaps.
For this question, I cannot share, but I do have some from when we went to the graveyard, such as the names of the tombs down in the mausoleum.
I also
Kathy
wrote that
Emmerich,
down.
Pauline Emmerich, Dorothy Emmerich,
Daisy.
Paul Emmerich, Daisy Emmerich, and
Johnson.
Johnson Emmerich. But from the notes that we found just on the surface level of the library, I've gotten nothing yet.
Seeing as we were already looking into the Emmerit case, I did end up just looking up any history on the Emmerits. And I did write down that there was a news article, photo of couple, long hair, stubble, long wavy hair. I got Owen Emmerit, the husband, Kathy Emmerit, who's the wife, Liam, their son, usually seen with a short sleeve and a hoodie, and then their daughter Josie. Then also,
Sounds about right, yeah.
Evan's just
I
making
remember they were next to like a newly refurbished mausoleum, or they added something to it.
yeah, there was also a scandal at the mausoleum. Apparently, there was construction, but no change.
Yeah, so
Also,
they
I
added
think-
something to it, but when people went to look, there was nothing changed.
I think, if I remember correctly, there's also a fucking like tomb made for his wife, and she hadn't even gone missing yet.
Then
They just know.
in the article of the scandal, this was around when John Emmerit and Pauline Emmerit were alive. John Emmerit was pissed at the fact that there was no change, even though he had asked for it. And then that's around the same time that Pauline went missing.
Mm-hmm. I believe
What-
this is in the line. This would be like the Emirates' like grandfather, basically.
This was it was this, like, in the year 2020. That's when she had gone missing, and like, she was the oldest from my notes. It says 1950 to 2020.
Yep.
But there was nothing for John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were a whole host of Emirate names dating back to around 1800s, and
Yeah, the
fairly
oldest one-
recently,
Oh, sorry, continue.
two of them went missing.
Mhm.
That's what you found.
Yeah.
It was basically like a 60-year-old woman who would basically be like a grandmother at this point.
She would have been 70.
Mm-hmm.
70-year-old grandmother, 40-year-old mother, and then that's when Vincent ended up getting the idea, oh, the daughter is obviously the next target. We have to try and, get to her before Owen or whoever is after them does anything.
It's very smart. And yeah, you guys found that the Emirates were very closely linked to whatever was happening in the graveyard, and they appeared to have this mysterious curse almost, or maybe just bad luck, where most of the females in the Emmerich family would go missing. And finally, at the library, Briar managed to capture the attention of the main librarian, a figure named Arthur. He was darker skinned. He had short curly black hair, and he usually wears a dress shirt and pants. And smitten by Briar's appearance, Arthur let him know that he knew a bit more about Holmes End than most, and almost advised Briar to leave the town.
The Rizzler.
This was one of the first kind of showings that people in this town, there are certain people in this town that know what's going on under the surface. And Arthur in particular, what did you think about his character and these undertones?
He's just a librarian, dude.
Real?
Perfect gay little simp boy.
Sure.
That's what he is. I wasn't wrong.
Self-insert.
Huh?
Well,
I was saying that
Briar,
was self-insert.
Briar definitely thought this guy knows a lot, but what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Come on now, like, ghosts aren't
This means
real,
nothing.
buddy. You can't tell me to leave because that town's haunted. It's not gonna happen like that. It's just a dad killing his wife or something, okay? Just move on. Like,
So mean though.
It's not that bad.
Briar played with his feelings.
he walked up and went, "Hey, handsome man, show me your records." And he was like,
Yeah.
no one's ever asked
my
that before.
goodness.
No one's ever asked me for my records before.
Oh my God.
Now this is where I can share some notes. I've got some notes, mainly the fact that around they unearthed something huge beneath the Emmerits plantation, like something big, and also the fact that Laura Emmerit and Elliot Emmerit disappeared a long time ago, and the disappearances. I was like, they're connected, dude. Could Elliot and Laura still be alive, or like vampires eating the stem cells out of the fucking wives
Elliot
and stuff?
and Laura would be the oldest members of the Emmerich family.
Like
They
120
were the ones who
years
originally
old, right?
made the plantation and had it refurbished into a graveyard.
Yeah, Briar pretty much, he found out that they unearthed something huge, and then they went missing, and he was like, this is where he was like, no, hold on. They could actually be, like, sucking the life force out of these young people and extending their life, because I have one note that's just, could Elliot and Laura still be alive? So he was like, what, dude, maybe Arthur isn't shitting around, like, but it was kind of just like a,
Also seemed that Arthur potentially knew about this, or at least he knew where to find the information. Potentially a great ally in the future.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah. After the investigation at the library, Briar went out to check out the Whispers of the Woods. Before him stands a quaint little storybook house with a garden on the out front holding toxic-looking flowers. The front is decorated with what looks to be old Halloween decorations, including a smoking cauldron, spiders and spider webs, and some scarecrows. Inside there were white floorboards and walls decorated with scenic paintings. It's a quiet cafe, with some small tables and chairs, and plenty of long, lanky planks around the corners and walls, offering a sweet, oaky smell. First look into the Whispers of the Woods. What were you all thinking?
Need it.
Yep.
Yeah.
gosh-ass decorations.
Good
Lauren
golly,
was
that's
like,
beautiful.
this place is fucking cringe. Alyssa's like, I want to live here.
Yeah, Brian
I
was
was like-
definitely like, this is going to be the worst coffee of my fucking life.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
place's decorations are dirty
Don't
and old
you
and fucking
dare insult
out of
them.
season.
Little
It's
did you know.
June, and take your Halloween decorations down. Lazy asses.
I bet you
Fucking
keep your
July.
freaking Christmas lights up, though. All year round.
Yeah, they seem the cafe was very
Briarwood, though.
very interesting, very
Great.
almost eccentric. And while there, don't worry, it's gonna cut out. Go back.
No.
No, you're keeping
While
that
there.
in. You're keeping that in.
While there, he met the owners of the cafe, Jose and Donna. Jose had blast-back black hair with a handsome face and these strange tattoos over his arms. Meanwhile, Donna had a ginger ponytail with plenty of piercings, and she likes to wear a lot of black. It seemed that they owned the shop together and were a bit eccentric themselves. Briar expressed interest in these eccentricities, and Jose offered to teach Briar what he knew. They set up a meeting at the Whispers of the Woods after it closed. What did you guys think of the couple?
Goth Dami Mommy and the Zorro.
Nice.
Hi.
He has
What?
black hair, not green hair.
Not
think
that
it's-
Zorro,
no,
you dummy.
Mask of Zorro.
Oh, the masks, or I'm thinking of One Piece.
Antonio Banderas.
One Piece.
My king.
Can we get much higher?
So high.
Yeah, what were your thoughts?
Love them.
Yeah.
Want
They
them
were
to
chill.
be Crystal's parents.
Please adopt me.
Definitely, especially because this isn't... earlier on, Briar had been hit on by a couple. And Ryan was kind of thinking, he was like, are these the same people? Like, Ryan was like, are these the same people that I met back at the bar?
True.
So I was like, are they gonna hit on me? Am I getting involved? Am I like, what's going on here?
Meanwhile, the couple that he was originally talking about is a
way
blonde-haired
different.
lady.
Yeah, way
So-
different.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think
Ryan
one of them's bald.
Ryan was like,
Wild.
So he was definitely also like, yeah, you know, the stuff that they're gonna show me, blah blah blah, eccentricism. Who cares? I just want to know if they can teach me a little bit more about Holmes End. Definitely, first thoughts were I'm gonna speak to these people once and never again. Like, this will be the last time I
Yep.
probably set foot in here.
Were you planning on going to the meeting?
Yeah. I think something helped me up though. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Definitely was
But,
planning on going and learning.
Going and learning?
Yeah, just go and learn what they knew. Because they own a cafe. They probably hear lots of rumors, juicy.
Tea.
Yeah, especially because you notice a lot of old people frequented the cafe.
Yeah. I heard some rumors there when I was sitting down. I think some people were like, "Oh, the suburbs are bad news."
Yeah, Jose and Donna, very interesting characters to play, especially Jose, because when he first met Briar, he was like, "How do I get money into this man?" He was the original meetings. He was going to like throw some like fluff and some fake magic tricks around, try to do as little as he can basically, while teasing him for the promise of more. But Briar showed a little bit more promise than they were expecting. But knowing that Jose was originally gonna cheat Briar out of what he wanted, does this change your opinion of him at all?
No. I think
No, it makes him better.
You expected it?
It's like on the head, yeah. It was kind of on the head. I was like, this guy, gives you those
Jose-
vibes.
You were gonna get scammed.
Jose
Yeah.
gives me
No doubt about
Pepe Le Pew vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Oh no.
he might
Pepe
be a
Le
little
Pew.
silly. He might be a little silly, but we love him anyway.
As you say, Pepe Le Pew.
He just wants to keep his cafe running.
Yeah, definitely expected it. I was like, these motherfuckers are probably just gonna yank my chain. And also, he was like, whatever they're fucking like pandeling at is fake as hell. Just tell me what you know. Like, no
Mr.
reason.
Private
They seem to
investigator.
appreciate that.
The private
Yeah.
investigation.
Let me give you my $100. You tell me what you hear. I go and do my business. Go do my business elsewhere. Maybe I stop in for a cup of Joe and a Reuben every now and again. But other than that, like, just give me some
Stayed for the
information.
Reuben.
Went for the Reuben,
Briar
stayed
likes
for the
his Reubens.
mystery.
For people
Yeah,
listening
but,
at home, Briar's favorite sandwich is a Reuben.
Ruban.
Ruben.
Try it out. It's pretty good. You haven't
Oh
tried one.
yeah.
I've never tried one.
Neither have I.
But as Briar was at the cafe, the rest of the group approached the lake. Lauren specifically went looking for the location that was on the strange photo that she was given as part of her extra credit. A dirt parking lot offers a view of the wall of trees. Maps and signs detail the paths sprouting through the wilderness and the dangers that come along with it. Following any of the wooden and dirt trails will eventually lead you to the lake. Quiet and serene, shaped like a perfect circle. The noises of birds, wind moving through the trees, and the occasional wildlife offer background noise as one walks the trails. It's your first introduction to Lake Lostman. I believe there was a big sign warning those of the dangers of swimming in it, as there were
Yeah.
the occasional whirlpool that would suck somebody under.
Didn't we also have to go to like Harvey's and get like spray paint or like ribbon?
I think you guys did go to Harvey's to get some supplies. There's a little hardware
Crystal
shop in Holmes End.
Definitely did.
Not
Yeah.
Harvey's making your hamburger a beautiful thing. It's
No, Harvey's hardware, completely different.
Maybe he can make a mean burger. You don't know. We haven't asked.
We haven't
him.
asked.
Probably.
A lot of this episode is just first thoughts on places as you guys explore Holmes End for the first time. There are many sights to behold and things to see, and I want to know how you guys felt about the lake.
One step closer.
To the
Like,
yeah,
get
the
and
fuck
I'm
out
about
here.
to break.
I
Pretty
mean
much.
like mildly uncomfortable, unless did Lauren show Crystal the picture? I don't remember.
I think so.
Yeah, it was
Probably
not,
the night before.
yeah, it was not a great sight
No.
for Crystal, but yeah,
No.
she's probably seen worse. She's been
Yeah,
to the
you're on the internet.
she's
Yeah.
been to the dark web with Sam.
Just casually.
Just just chilling.
Yeah, what did
Yeah.
Vincent think of the lake? It's nice.
More just-
nothing too much.
Take a dip.
More just more wanting to figure out where the entrance was to that
Yeah,
cave.
especially because you were getting closer to it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the lake, as they were wandering on the largest trail heading towards the mountain, everything went quiet. The group immediately knew something was up. Something was watching them. A quick branch snapped. Someone saw a dirty-looking figure run towards the lake, covered in mud and leaves, to the point that you could hardly tell it was human. It was only a quick look, but one that told them that their suspicions were correct. Fearing for their safety, immediately they ran their way towards the entrance. And here we see another moment of danger. We can see that the group, their first reaction is still to flee. Something that will change as the campaign progresses. And do you think it would have been smarter to stay? Do you wish you would have stayed?
No.
No.
Not at all?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
No. Knowing what I know now, no.
Not even knowing.
Even
No.
not
in
even
the
knowing.
moment, no.
Definitely not.
Yeah. No.
What did you guys think this...
Because we.
Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
We didn't.
No, you can't be sorry.
There's too much going on. What was I going to say? It's gone.
Possible
We're
cut.
talking about the lake. We're talking
I
about
know.
fleeing.
Oh, we were at a point where we really didn't have anything with us to possibly protect ourselves if
Mhm.
something happened in the lake. I think we really only had walkie-talkies, maybe.
We
I
had
don't even think we had-
walkie-talkies, spray paint.
Yeah.
We had
nothing-
orange spray paint.
Did we at this time? Because I feel like we went to the lake, and
Did we
then
go
when
twice?
that happened.
There was a second
we
time
went,
that we
we
Yeah,
went.
definitely
you
went
go-
twice.
yep. We'll get there in the in the third
So
chapter.
I feel like Harvey's happened the second time.
That'll make more sense because the first time you guys were
I think that makes
unprepared,
sense.
so you guys
Maybe.
went to become prepared.
I think
Isn't-
that's right.
Isn't the first time where Lauren ends up seeing something that relates to her coming to Holmes End? Because the first time she...
No, the
Pieces.
first time you didn't,
No. Or is it the
didn't go
second
very
time?
far.
The second time.
Yeah, the second time you guys went further down the trail. The first time you guys only went like 30 minutes in before whatever this thing was stopped
Oh,
you
you
in
know
your
what?
tracks.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, isn't
Like,
we
got
saw
halfway...
like a deer, right? Or
That might have been the second time around.
okay, because then that's
I
when
feel
we
like we
saw
only
the
saw
deer.
this weird thing.
Crop
If
that
it was the
out.
first time around, I'll probably just say it because I might forget next episode because it wasn't that important. But close to the edge of the lake, the group had saw something white poking out, and upon closer inspection, they found that it was a deer's antler, and it
Yes.
was off the side of the off the side of the lake, and
Okay.
its body had been completely cleaned out of innards. There was a large,
Yeah.
torn
Oh,
open
yeah.
hole in its chest, and it was empty.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember because Vincent was the one who
that.
found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was recording that entire situation when we ran and we caught the figure.
Yes, yes.
'Cause
That's
it
how yep.
It wasn't even necessarily like you hear a gust of wind brush over the trees. It was completely silent. You couldn't
Yeah,
even hear
because there was
anyone
something
breathe.
around
Yeah.
that was dangerous, and everything else was scared. Which is I
The
love
most
that shit.
unnerving silence.
I love that shit.
Especially in a place where it's normally not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Crystal had taken a photo or a video on her phone, and that's how when you guys looked at it when you got out of the lake, you saw the figure more clearly, and you saw that whatever it was covered in mud, and You saw, I think it was a brief portion of a leg.
Yeah,
Perhaps?
we saw like a leg,
So
and
it
it was
was
covered
sort of
in
humanoid.
yeah, and it was covered in the like what is it called? Like the
Ghillie
fake
suit.
moss suit
Ghillie
or
suit.
whatever.
Ghillie suit.
Ghillie.
That.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been. It was covered in leaves and debris and
well,
refuse.
yeah, that's what we were told
Mhm.
because I think I didn't roll or I rolled bad and someone else rolled and they got like an okay. So you were like they look like they're in a ghillie suit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Something like that.
Could have been me, because I know Vincent
maybe.
has a very high spot hidden.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
an Also
It
has
might
a
have been
very
it
high
might have been a
spot hidden.
photography check when I think about it.
I think it was Crystal, and she made a photography check.
Might have been yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I know that I
Long time ago.
rolled, but I failed it because I was mad. Because I was like, "This is her thing."
Who knows?
What did you
Computers.
guys?
It's a long time ago.
What did you guys think of the figure? What did you expect it to be?
What does
I
he
think
want
I
from
thought-
us?
I thought it was like a hobo,
Hmm?
or the missing climber.
Sure, fair enough.
Because I don't think we found out he returned at that point.
Sure.
If
Yeah,
he
no.
did, I don't remember if he did or not.
Yeah, just a strange figure following you for some unknown reason.
He's bored.
Yeah.
Let's just follow some youngins around.
But now that I
That's-
think
Sure.
about
that's
it,
not creepy. That's not creepy.
now that I
Crazy old
think
man.
about it, it could have been an early sighting
Spoiler?
of one of the first things we
Oops.
saw.
Up.
Hmm. One of the
It
first
coulda-
things you saw?
Can't really go into it this episode. That's for a later episode.
Fair enough.
If it's what I'm thinking you're thinking of, I don't think so.
It could have been.
Or the graveyard is that what you're talking about?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
things
think
things
that's
are
what you're talking about.
happening, and
I don't know
we don't
what you're
have
talking
a lot
about.
of answers yet. I was really interested in hearing what you guys thought the answers might have been, or if you even thought about it at all. But there are a lot
In
of
my
moving
brain,
pieces.
it was the flat line.
Yeah, just
That was
there are a
terrifying.
lot of moving pieces around Holmes End, and things happen now that will be very relevant in the future. And finally, before the day was over, as the sun crested on the horizon, Briar went back to the mausoleum to pick up the pen camera that he had left there. Although it was dark, and the tape spanned hours, Briar was persistent, and amidst the hours of nothing, there was a time that he began to hear voices approaching the camera. It was two people, a man and a woman. They were talking about the fun that we're going to have tonight. There was a grunt as a coffin was opened, another as it closed, and the voices disappeared. The worst part? Briar had recognized the voices on the tape. It was of the couple from the Sly and Slender.
You should join us tonight. I think you'd have a lot of fun.
Briar had spoken to them. They had even offered him a taste of their fun himself. What was going on? And that was the end of session 2.
I actually have a little bit of what they said written down.
Do you? Nice.
Yeah, it says they said, "I wonder what he has planned. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait to go into the pools again. When isn't he there?" And then the tomb opening and closing. So
Nice.
that's
actually
where
a lot
we.
more information than I
Ew.
thought.
That's
The
when
tru- the pools.
yeah, Briar heard all that, and I remember because
Lucky.
we checked the first time we were down in the mausoleum for any like signs of like the tombs being open, like scrape marks, and this solidified the fact of like one of these tombs are fucking
Yep.
empty, and they probably have some secret passage in them.
False bottom.
And yeah, and he was like, "I'm going down there." But yeah, I remember as Briar thinking, now that we know this, it's important to go down there and check out, because it could be the people that we're looking for down there,
Mhm.
like Kathy, right? That was the
Exactly.
lady who went missing, right?
Yep.
And if there's any signs of it, then that's kind of weird. And I remember also approaching Vincent with that information. I approached the entire party with it. I was like, "Hey, look what I found in the 4 hours of footage I've been listening to.
I think it was Vincent, because our rooms were right beside each other, and Sam, Crystal, and Lauren were all doing the whole police board thing.
Yeah. I think I remember approaching everyone, but you were the only one that was like, let's go.
All right. Bet.
But kind of just like,
And,
well, let's get back into it. Let's hop back into the frying pan kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Well,
First
at this,
What does this man have?
Steps
What
are
is
moving.
this? What does this man have in store for us? Because holy
Fucking
fuck, I'm
spooky
scared.
red.
Yeah.
I remember
I love this
Fuck
shit.
that shit.
as Briar, specifically, this was kind of around the time where he was like opening up his mind to the fact of like, this could just not be regular stuff going on. Like, it could just not be a serial killer, and it could be something supernatural.
It's the
But it's very unlikely. It's like a 2% chance that I go down there and I see like Bigfoot, right?
At least you knew there was something below
Yeah,
the
like
tombs,
especially with like
or
pools.
something around it.
I remember Briar was thinking like, oh, there's probably like some kind of like ruin down there, maybe some like old aqueducts that they like chill out in, and the water's like got some like, I don't know, like Fountain of Youth type shit going on down there. And maybe that's where we'll find Elliot and Laura.
And maybe they will, as we will explore what happens down in the depths of that mausoleum in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of the descent into Holmes End. Things are speeding up. Who is Arthur, and why did he warn Briar to leave? Who was that couple, and what were they doing in the mausoleum? What kind of fun did they expect to have in the graves? You'll have to watch the next episode to find out. For sticking through this episode, your reward is Briar's pen camera, a nifty little tool for any upcoming investigator out there. Easily hidden. And the things that it sees could wind up invaluable. Use it wisely. Stay tuned for the next episode. Chapter 3. Delving Deeper.